obviously not the result you want at RSL, but who do you see kind of stepping up and trying to continually make the message known as back to the standard? You apologize to fans for not meeting the standard. Who's able to step up and talk to the team about that?
Yeah, I think the whole group. We talked about it yesterday morning, the first day back, about, sticking together, the guys, who they're working for, who they're working with, why do they do things. We have good jobs. There's lots of positives. Certainly wasn't a good performance, but we're trying to pick little things out, things that we can build on. I think the mood is good. I think Nico coming back is going to help, because he was training in full. Christian is in a better spirits. I mean, look, I don't know if he's going to feature, but at least he was around and in a better mood, because I think that took some of the wind out of our sails. So just combination of things. I think you'll see a, determined group out there on Sunday.
And then Steph Fry, the update on him, he wasn't
Yeah,
today.
So he's going to see a finger specialist, a hand specialist. He dislocated something in his little finger, and he tried to put it back himself because he's a tough kid. And it's got to just make sure, the doc just wanted to make sure that everything's okay. It slipped in okay, and,
So is he going to be able to play Saturday?
Yeah, I expect him to play Sunday.
He tried to put it back together in the game or training? Or
I think it was after, Jada. Don't quote me on that, but yeah, he was, him and Tommy, because goalkeeper, look, that's a tough position, and all those guys are tough, and he was just trying to get it back in place. And,
But did the injury happen during the game?
Yeah.
you, with Christian, so he's still going through
Christian won't feature in a game. He's got to go through concussion protocol. He's actually seeing a special. He was in good spirits.
Okay.
That doesn't mean he's going to play, because the last time when Christian went in a concussion protocol, you could kind of tell it affected the group a little bit. And I think Christian's a positive guy, and he was trying to keep everybody, to your point, he's trying to keep everybody in a good way. But he's going to see the concussion specialist. It's obviously 2 concussions in a short amount of time, and so we're going to again just be real careful and make sure that his health and safety are always number one.
Was that another one where he didn't? I don't remember him having a big head clash, or was that a?
The symptoms came on as the game progressed. It was actually the first goal kick. If you remember that, like the 5th, 6th, 8th minute, we kicked it long to him. He goes up like this, and the guy just hit him in the back again with his arm, and the symptoms just increased.
So he wasn't himself for most of the game. When he was playing, it sounds like he wasn't himself.
I think everybody could see that.
Yeah.
I think everybody could see that.
After the game, you talked about some damage control, about a result like this one can be difficult. You mentioned a little bit earlier about some talks and stuff, but what does that damage control look like for this group after a game like that one?
Well, damage control is just keeping them focused and moving forward. I mean, the team is not going to play perfect all the time. We haven't been in a good run of form, but I still believe that this team has too many senior experienced players to not pull us out. And whether they are able to pull us out versus Monterrey, or whether when the season starts up again, those senior players are going to lead, and I have confidence that they can do that.
Pablo mentioned that part of his game plan was to take out Zhao and Obed out of the game. Did you feel like he was able to do that easily?
Well, they didn't have good performances. I think the trap that we fall into sometimes is when we defend, and then we give the ball away, and then we have to defend and defend again. That really hurts us as a group, as a team. And I mean, I didn't count, but when you watch the tape, there was a lot of giveaways that normally if we sustain possession, if we get possession, we can take some pressure off ourselves, and that just didn't happen.
During the CCL run, having Joao and Albert in that holding midfield seemed to be very productive. Why has the team kind of gone away from that duo at central midfield?
Because the kid is playing well, and we wanted to shift Albert up a line higher because we need to score goals.
Brian, when you talk about the performance you didn't get from Obed and Zhao, what was it? Was it the defending, or once you got possession and then that?
I think too many easy giveaways. Plus, they needed to be 5 yards higher up the field. They needed to be on their two forwards. I think they were dropping back. We had 5 guys. 3 of their guys could mark 5 of ours.
And then it looked again. You didn't have enough people in the box. I mean, is that a fair assessment, or is it?
Well, we didn't get the ball close enough to their goal.
Close enough to see that. Okay.
Yeah.
How are Monterey and RSL different?
Well, they're kind of similar. Jade, it's actually a good question. They both play some version of 4-4-2. Monterey will send their fullbacks higher, get an experienced team, very good team. Their goalkeeper is very good in possession. How we press, when we press is going to be critical, because we do want to come out on the front foot, but we'll have to be careful. If we get stretched or we don't press effectively, we fall into that trap again, and we don't want to do that.
Is playing a different type of opponent how does
It gets
that...
the guys a little more excited. Yes, absolutely.
So there's no concern right now as far as unity or anything like that?
No. You watched them out there in training. They were all working good.
Defensively, talking to a guy like Jackson Reagan after that tough goal to give up, how do you approach that? Just so he learns from that moment.
Well, the learning curve there was he needed to keep him closer on the touchline. When he first engaged him, he was out here, but then Jackson kind of let off, and then he was able to, put his, get a little bit more inside. Had he been 5 yards wider when he took that shot, maybe he doesn't get that. So Andy's done a good job with him. They watched the film. It's a learning curve.
How much is some of the offense wanting to see it click, wanting to see it flow better, part of just having to have patience as a coach and believing that it'll come, or is there a part of your mind where it's okay, we've got to change things up to get result?
Well, look, we're going to have to change things up with Christian's absence. Luckily, Jordan can slip in. Do I have the patience? Yeah, sure. But we do need to start scoring. Somebody needs to step up. Jordan was very hot early. Raul's got to get going. The guys from midfield. We tried to push Albert up the line, all those guys. And sometimes streaks, goal scoring, good things happen when it's maybe it's Nuhu scoring another goal and he can spark the team, or maybe it's Yaimar on a set piece. We need something to break the ice to start everybody scoring.
How was Obed?
Last couple for Coach, guys.
How's Obed? He's 17. I'm just, having that discussion
He's fine.
with a young kid.
Yeah, he's fine. He'll be fine.
I'm not saying you did,
Look, it's a learning experience for the kid too. He didn't have a good performance, and I stuck Josh in there, and that's competition.
I don't think it would be fair to say that a result like that comes completely out of nowhere, but it did seem like it was sort of a real potential wake-up call kind of thing, to get a 3-0 loss where you're just sort of out of the game. Did you think that sort of was a shock to the system a little bit?
Yeah, just like Portland earlier this year. Yeah. Yes, the answer is yes. Wake-up call.
How do you look? I'm obviously had to sub Christian, but how do you look at the timing of 3 subs at the same time? Do you?
Well, we're going to make 2 for sure.
Yeah.
The team wasn't playing well.